30 games.
Wow.
I don't know.
You guys must be very far ahead of me because Glaber's still up.
Wow, you're way behind us.
Well, all right then. Well, we are live.
I understand how
Welcome to our opening day live broadcast special on Yankee Chatter, part of the Bigger and Bradder Sports Network. Right now, we are watching the Yankees take on the Washington Nationals. We're a little delayed on our start here, so we're actually 2 outs into the first inning. Aaron Judge got the first hit of the 2020 Major League Baseball season with a single to left field. And joining me up in New York are my good friends, Big Tuna and Bradder. How you guys doing?
And Jack. Happy New Year. Oh, you know what?
And Jack.
Down the volume if it won't ring as much.
What a relief. Baseball is finally here.
It is.
All right. Well, it's still going to be hard, Greg, because we can't really react to things before you see it, but something just happened.
I'm guessing Stanton just hit a dinger.
Yes, he did.
We're off to a swimming start here.
Yeah, it was so good that Jack just smashed the light bulb.
He's so happy.
I'm going to say he's probably really excited for baseball. I don't blame him. I'll tell you when Stanton finally hits this home run.
For his first ever at bat, that was pretty good, right?
To Tito, his first ever at bat.
He played.
This is the first one he's seen, right?
Right.
You know, the thing is he played 18 games last year.
Yeah.
How many games did he play the year before?
Did he even play 18 games?
Almost.
That's what it said.
Wow.
Yeah. He barely played last year. He almost played a full season. In fact, I think he did play a full season his first year because he carried the team. Yeah, there's the home run. He carried the team down the stretch to get them into the playoffs.
2
That's
years
a bomb.
ago.
Really? It's been that
Quietest
So
home run.
2 years ago,
he was traded.
Judge had a regular year, obviously, and then he hurt his wrist. He was out for most of the second half. And Stanton actually carried the team.
I can't believe that. I remember because I was with my wife at that point, but that was the beginning. That was so long ago. Wow.
2 years?
Wow.
2 years.
3? Yeah, because he got traded during
18 season.
Like league meetings or whatever it's called, the winter meetings.
Yeah.
Yep. This is exciting. I am really hoping that Stanton is able to stay healthy in these 60 games because if he can do that, and then Judge can do what Judge does, the Yankees are going to be very tough to beat. Very, very tough.
Both in the lineup.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time they were both in the lineup.
Gardner I usually remember him first or second. Now he's
he's been in the league for 25 years.
Is he still relatively fast?
He is.
Yeah, he's a speed guy. I think it's weird that they're batting him fifth, but I think they're doing it to spread out the lefties in the lineup.
First righties thing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I was trying to read up on that stuff. Like people were talking about like the shift and all that stuff where they leave the field like wide open for the guy.
So let's talk about that, Greg. While you're talking about the lineup tonight, from our talks earlier, I'm really upset about Tyler Wade being in the lineup. I thought it should have been Estrada, or teach Andujar to play second. Hit me his bat lineup. And then I'm also surprised that Gardner's getting the nod over Frazier because Frazier actually had a really good summer camp, I thought.
Oh, he made it over Clint Frazier? Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Well, I agree. I think it's going to end up coming down to split or a platoon situation with left field. I think you're going to see Gardner in there against righties and Frazier in there against lefties. It's going to be hard to not have him in the lineup because he is a good bat, and Gardner always is able to work the count as well, comparing the two. But I kind of agree with you with Tyler Wade. I think it's weird that he's in there, but it's got to be a left-handed bat situation. They probably want to get more lefties in there against Scherzer.
Yeah, because I honestly didn't even think Wade was going to make the team because of how well Estrada was playing and how bad he was playing.
They must be desperate for a left-handed batter because, I mean, think about it. Who else do they have other than Gardner and Hicks is a switch hitter?
Yeah, I mean, that's really it for lefties because Ford's back up on the bench.
And Hicks is the leadoff, right?
Yeah, he's leading off tonight. Yeah. And I'm just getting to the commercial break right now, so
yeah, we've been
this is going to be exciting. Garrett Cole is finally going to make his Yankees regular season debut. This is exciting.
When they do their like the montages and all that, I wish that some guy just looked at the camera and be like, "I'm rich, motherfuckers." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to pose for you because I'm loaded. You think about like when Garrett Cole faces Mookie Betts, that's like $60 or $70 million against each other. It's two people. Like seriously.
That's crazy. Now let's talk about Mookie a little bit because
does he deserve that? I mean, I remember him
let's tell everybody he just signed a massive extension with the Dodgers. He was traded to the Dodgers in the offseason from the Red Sox, and a lot of people thought that he might not stay with the Dodgers. He might just play the season and then test the free agency. Some Red Sox fans thought he might return to Boston, which I thought was not going to happen just because I figured he wanted to test free agency. He said he wanted to. So he signs this massive extension, and I don't remember how many, was it 12 years?
12 years, yeah. 12 years.
12 years?
No, $365 million.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's too much.
So, Brett, what do you think? Does he deserve it?
Well, I got to say, the best part about this deal is that Mookie Betts, if he makes the Hall of Fame, is going to go in as a Dodger and not a Red Sox. So
yeah. You know, I'm thankful he's not in the AL East anymore. He's a force. He's a good ball player, and I kind of want to root for him.
There's two sides.
But he's not a Red Sox.
The side that I'm really happy he's not in AL East because you have to face him 20 sometimes a year. The bad news is that he's going to be on pretty much the Yankees' toughest opponent in the way of another World Series championship. That is for all these years to come. I gotta say, I saw the deal coming because that's just the way it works. It's kind of like the NFL and quarterbacks. You're your next one up, and you're that good, you're going to get the biggest contract. I'm just curious now if the Dodgers are going to be able to also sign Bellinger, who is going to be due for a contract.
Yeah, but who's
kind of soon, and then soon after that, they're going to have to sign Walker Buehler. I just don't know if they're going to be able to afford all three.
Yeah, plus they got Kershaw signed long term too, right? So.
The injured list, right?
Yeah,
he's on the injured list now. He
breaking down.
That's a good out, but that matters.
Yeah, he hurt himself lifting weights, but no, it's not that he didn't deserve it. I just think that with him getting this contract a year after Trout got his mega deal, I think compare the two together. Compare the two together. Trout is definitely the better ball player, and he deserves the bigger contract.
I was going to ask that. Who's better, do you think?
So
I didn't know if Mookie was better than Trout, or they were the same, or they're comparable.
Trout is by far the best player.
So it went like 3 years in a row. It went, well, if you could say even for Cole this year, but you had Bryce Harper, then Trout, and then Betts and Cole.
Well, Manny Machado was in the same year as Bryce Harper.
Yeah, but didn't Machado
he went to the Padres.
Yeah, he got a big deal too.
No, the Padres are really good within the next couple of years. Maybe not this year, but the next couple of years.
They're right on the verge. I think they're going to not give the Dodgers some problems, but I think they're going to be a real wild card contender, especially with the news breaking today that the Major League Baseball is expanding the playoffs to 16 teams. I think Padres are definitely one of those teams that makes the playoffs.
What are your thoughts about that?
That's too much.
I didn't see all the details, but from what I understand is 8 teams from each league, right? So top 8 teams, I'm guessing. I'm not sure how that shakes out, but the top 2 teams, don't they get to pick their opponent?
Top 3 teams get to pick
top 3 teams in each league.
Right.
I think that's I don't like that. I think that's the dumbest part of this. I don't get that part at all. And Major League Baseball is apparently really pushing for it, and it doesn't make sense to me.
I just don't like it because, number one, that already gives teams the underdog mentality. They're going to keep saying, well, they want us, they're going to come get us, and blah, blah, And then you're going to have the team that if you pick one of these teams and you lose to them, you look even worse because there's going to be all those questions. Should they have picked that team? Should they have picked somebody else? I don't want to deal with all that. Just go by the by the statistics and tell me who we're matched up against. That's it.
Keep it simple, right? Because then you're just gonna add all this extra drama to this.
You know what it is, Greg? That's what it is. It's the drama. Baseball needs attention right now, and I think the fact that they get to go on air baseball tonight or whatever and have a selection show to baseball it just means viewers to them. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what sports in general are turning into. It's an entertainment business, and it always has been, but now they're trying to find that angle, that new angle, and I don't get it. It doesn't really bother me as much that they expanded to 16 teams as much as it bothers me with the selecting your opponent.
Well, I also don't like the fact that 50% of the league now is making the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep. So that pretty much it devalues.
But this is the only year. It's not going back to it.
Well, they want to make it
for now. For now, that's what they're saying. But they weren't supposed to have a universal DH this year, and look what's happening. That wasn't supposed to happen until next year. So
where are you at, Gregor?
What's that?
Who's batting? Where are you at the game right now?
Eaton.
Okay.
Keep watching.
Eaton has a 2-2 count.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk in a second.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I got the alert on my phone.
Yeah, he just jacked the ball.
So,
solo shot.
There's a blemish on his career with the Yankees. First inning of work, gives up an absolute bomb to Adam Eaton.
That was so easy.
Like, I mean, it's just the first inning. It's what's a solo home run you can deliver there.
It's not
what he was dreaming about.
If it wasn't for the bad swinging of the leadoff hitter, it could have been a 2-run shot.
Was it Trey Turner? He chased the ball low to ground out.
I mean, I think every pitcher's gonna.
Oh man, how did he? Now Cole's getting seriously squeezed. I'll tell you that much. I can't complain too much. It's baseball. It's the first inning, but
what I'm saying is that Scherzer.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we're watching this. Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, it's just every pitcher's going to suck for the first couple games, in my opinion. It's just going to be totally different for them. They're going to, from what I remember, pitching is all about, superstitions and all that stuff. And I think with the COVID, some of the superstitions they're not going to do, and their routine is different, Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like I remember, I forgot which baseball player it was, but he always went to the same restaurant at the same time every home game. And it was like...
That's like Wade Boggs.
Oh,
Wade
wow.
Boggs did something weird.
Yeah, that was a makeup call. Right
there. It was a little something.
Greg,
Starlin Castro just grounded out.
Okay.
Kendrick.
So we are a full hitter ahead of you because we are going to commercial break right now.
Okay, so Kendrick must get out. But I just saw the first pitch, and so I love K-Zone and I hate K-Zone.
Yeah.
And it's great because you, the viewer, get to see where it is, their interpretation of it being a ball or a strike. But it's so infuriating when it's clearly a strike and the umpire gets the call wrong, and that you can review out calls in the field, but you can't challenge balls and strikes. Not that you would want to challenge balls and strikes, because that gets too
balls or strikes.
No, I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying that if it's blatantly wrong and you can't do anything about it, but you can do that with a call in the field. And I just saw Kendrick strike 3, and that was about 6 inches outside.
Definitely a makeup call.
That was terrible.
Yeah. So Garrett Cole's first strikeout as a Yankee is Howie Kendrick on a ball outside.
So I can't see. Do we have people commenting?
We have three comments right now.
Did you need anything up there?
No, I'm all right. Give Jackson a hug. It wasn't his fault. What was it? Gaming with Von Polo. That's a. I like that name. And then the numbers, but this is. I think no one should be upset about anything that happens in the first 10 games, even though it means a ton.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the thing is, the 6-game thing doesn't make it a ton worth a bunch, in my opinion. It's like.
Well, every game now means a little bit more, because if you go on a bad string of 10 games and you miss the playoffs by a couple of games, that's
But
that's gonna kill you.
From what we've talked about, there are a certain amount of teams that have no shot. Like shot.
There are. So
what I'm saying.
I'm glad you said that, Tino, because there have been teams, and I'll use the Marlins as an example and the Mets as an example. Sometimes, even if they're not supposed to do well, just based on their strength of schedule, they could go on a nice little run of like 20 games and maybe go 15-5 or something like that. And in a 162 game season, that's a small sample size. That's not going to really affect much. But 20 games here is a third of the season. So the Mets, which they tend to do, you get off to a really good start and have and lead the division 3/4 of the way through the season, right? Then you're worried about a team that really doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs or wasn't predicted to be in the playoffs, making the playoffs.
That's what I was wondering is like, okay, so you've got, this, like you said, like maybe the Mets, and they're shit, but their first 20 games were so hot that they like crawled in. Like the number one seed is definitely going to take them. Like that's where I think it's kind of shitty, where it's like, well, we're going to take the worst team that's playing right now, and that's where I think it kind of, I don't know. I just think that
baseball, like a lot of other sports, it's more about who's hot at the right time. I think we talked about this last time recorded.
I think it's every sports playoffs.
I mean, look at the Yankees in '96. They won the wild card, and they went on to win. They won the division. Who am I thinking of? Some team. Well, the Nationals last year. They were a wild card team.
They should have lost the wild card game.
Yeah, they were in an elimination game every series.
They were about to get eliminated in a wild card against the Braves. And
was that a bad call, or they?
No, the Brewers.
No, Brewers. The right fielder booted the play.
And there was a ground ball to the right fielder and went under his glove all the way to the wall.
Oh, jeez.
And the winning run scored. It was like the bottom of the.
How do you come into a bench like that? Like I know you got to give him some luck.
I don't know.
Like really, dude, a grounder? You're an outfielder.
Yeah.
It's a long ways away. You could tuck your hand behind it.
So
go down to a knee.
All are, like you said, the drama and the fact that more teams. To me, I don't have any inside information at all. I'll say that right now, but I want to believe that it was a lot of whiny owners that were upset about how unbalanced the schedule was. Like the NL East is loaded, but it's gonna be far easier for NL West or NL Central team to get the wild card than anyone in the NL East.
Is that 2 strikeouts? So
I think there was a lot of whiny owners, in my opinion. And now fringe teams like the Angels can get in the playoffs, and they can have Mike Trout, who a lot of people are saying the whole reason why they're expanding playoffs in the first place is to get Mike Trout in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I think
Ryan said that today. Or no, you said that today.
I don't think he was going to play, but the MLB begged him to play.
You think so?
I really think so, because it was just such a big deal when he said he was going to play. And if it's such a big deal, that means that people think he wasn't going to play,
So second inning here, Scherzer's looking really sharp.
Yeah.
Greg, I'm not really spoiling anything for you, but I'm going to say the first 2 hitters went down pretty easily.
I saw Voigt's up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Mike Ford doesn't have the nod today. Since he's a left-handed hitter. Look at how skinny Voigt is. He lost some weight. Yeah. He just struck out.
Speaking of how slim people look, you see CC Sabathia?
CC looks good. He looks like, imagine if he got into that kind of shape while he was playing.
I don't think he would have been as good, in my opinion. I think that his weight had a big part of his power. But did you see what's his name there? That guy who was so good for 2 years, Harvey, signing with the Royals.
He's really got nothing left.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy though? Because he was
he was one of the best pitchers in baseball, and then he had to have a couple of different surgeries.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, Greg? It was his arm, but it was something else too.
I think he had either rotator cuff or Tommy John.
And that's it.
And then something.
That's it.
I'm gonna look it up because he was between him. I mean, that Mets rotation when they went to the World Series and lost to the Royals, that they were one of the best rotations. And between Harvey, Syndergaard, and DeGrom.
Right. DeGrom was like number 3 in that rotation.
He's their number 1.
Yeah, he hadn't emerged yet, and even now Syndergaard's having a tough time.
DeGrom, best pitcher in baseball.
Oh yeah.
How come the Yankees haven't gone after? That's 3 in a row.
He signed a big extension with the Mets. So
yeah.
What do you think about the Mets? Like year after year, we talk about how great their rotation is.
No.
Pitching is their strength, and now they lose Syndergaard for the season, and then now Stroman has a torn calf muscle. It's just weird. Now the Mets are actually more offensive than.
Yeah, they took a big hit and then DeGrom had a rough.
He's going to start.
He's going to start. He'll probably be fine, but it's just interesting to think that they were supposed to have this deep pitching staff, and they signed Michael Wacha and
then Wheeler left in free agency.
Yeah, Wheeler went to the
trade deadline.
What now do they've got who do they've got? They've got Melky and Robinson Cano, right?
Mets did sign Cabrera.
Yeah.
No though.
And Cano.
Yeah.
Cano's team, yeah.
That's crazy.
Gio just struck out.
Yeah.
Struck out the side.
Yeah,
not a good second inning.
Scherzer looked good. No, but it's funny. It just shows how much that leaving the Yankees just sometimes you just make a bad decision. I mean, him going to Seattle anyway was weird.
That was stupid.
But it was just
a big mistake.
You literally chase the money and now you're not.
You know why I went to Seattle? You know who his agent is?
No.
Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah.
Jay-Z started, what's the name of their agency, Greg? Do you remember?
Is it Rock Nation?
Rock Nation.
I was about to say,
and Cano was one of the first big stars to sign with them. And Jay-Z always wears a Yankee hat, so everyone's like, oh, this is good news for the Yankees.
Yeah, he's going to stay with
But in the end, he went for the money into a shitty team like Seattle, and it ruined his career, honestly.
Well,
and they got busted with steroids. So.
But the thing
he still hit. He still performed in Seattle, but he had nothing around him.
Seattle's a tough park to
I wasn't
in
the area and I wasn't talking to you guys, but I remember when I saw Cano, I was like, "Ooh, Greg's gonna be pissed." I just remember that.
Cano was my favorite Yankee at the time, and I was pretty much heartbroken when he signed with Seattle. So that was tough for me, but I got over it. It's weird seeing him in a Mets uniform.
The thing is, dude, is that to me, when a guy does something like that, it just shows, once again, just like any sport, he don't give a shit who he's playing with. He got his ring. That's all that matters. He's done. Now he go gets his money. You know, that's the thing is that I think the Yankees would have given him a deal, but Seattle just threw a blank check at him, and he never thought that would happen. And I think he's like, all right. And Jay-Z gave him some Cristal, put some MDA in it, and he was all happy and signed the contract.
Yeah, that probably isn't too far off from what happened.
His first agent, fucking huge deal.
Yeah. Well, if the Yankees re-signed him, they probably don't sign Ellsbury, and there's probably a good chance maybe Cano doesn't get busted for PED use, and he's probably still with the Yankees right now, going after 3,000 hits. But I want to go to the comments since we are, even though we are watching baseball, it is a long game. Nate S. just asked, he said, I know you guys and I are all watching baseball, but what do you guys think of Seattle's NHL team name, logo, and sweater?
So I think I'm in the minority here. I like it.
I like the colors. The weird thing is that the Kraken, though, is like, I think they could have found something else more.
I like the Kraken.
It's just the thing is, it's like they're so famous for so many certain things.
You want to be the coffee beans?
No. I'm saying like another kind of like fake animal. You know what I'm saying? Like a fish or I don't know. Because it's like maybe like not the devil rays, but in that kind of, marlin, stuff like that. But I love the colors of the jersey.
Yeah, I like the colors. I don't mind the logo. I think I'm very minimalist in how I like my logos and stuff like that. So I like the logo. I like the colors, and I actually really dig the name. If I wasn't a huge Devils fan and I was looking for a team, I'd probably jump on the Seattle train.
The thing though that's
Krakenite. What are they called? Kraken fans? Krakenites?
Krakons.
Krakons? Oh, Krakowans.
Is that like you could talk about the NHL and all that. The bummer is that now every team is going to lose another quality player, especially if they do the expansion draft like they did last time for the Golden Knights. Like Seattle probably will end up being. I mean, you can't tell me an expansion team its first year goes to the Cup. Like, that's never happened before.
It's never gonna happen again.
The San Jose Sharks were like 6-70 something. Ottawa won like 9 games their first season. So I'm hoping that they change the expansion draft just because.
Can you protect picks or
players?
They
only allowed you a certain amount, though. They did not allow you to pick much. It was like, I think it was less than 10 players. Because, like, you're Devils fans, so you're rookies and stuff, but, like, you think about it for me as a Penguins fan, like, automatically there's 4 guys that are going to take those spots because they would all be picked if they were available, So, it's like, that's the bummer of it is, like, there's already spots that have already been taken before the rules have even come out.
Well, Cole, I know, Greg, we're ahead of you, and I know we're talking about Seattle right now, but Cole's not sharp at all. He's just missing his spots left and right.
I was wondering that. I wonder if he's because it's his first Yankees start. He's a little amped up. Yep, trying to do too much.
Oh, Kershaw was supposed to play tonight. I didn't realize. That.
Now it'll probably be Walker Buehler.
But see, okay, right there, superstition. Like, that sucks. That sucks for Buehler because now he's got to be.
Maybe I don't know if he's ready. It could be
someone else. You know what I'm saying, though. But back to Seattle, I just hope they don't do the expansion draft the same because that expansion draft was a joke. They made, and Vegas is still really good with the players they picked. I mean, that's never happened before.
You're just Max. They lost Fleury.
Ooh, yeah.
A little bit, but not as much because it's. He was my favorite player. He still is, but I understand you need to have a good goalie to have a good team. And from the other selections they made at goaltender, I'm glad they picked Fleury because they probably would have been terrible. Because the other guys they picked were one of them didn't even get a jersey, But it's going to be fun to have Seattle have hockey. But I also think that Quebec should have been first before Seattle.
That's true. I mean, does it come down to how the divisions are aligned? I mean, this will be good for Vancouver. They'll have a nearby team to battle with.
And turn it into a powerhouse team with all the draft picks they've had. Because they've been for like 5 years.
Just to jump back to baseball real quick, Dustin May, the 22-year-old right-hand pitcher, is going to be making the start in place of.
Okay, and that's about the Dodgers is they have
they are.
And he's a good pitcher. I think he pitched a little bit for them last year, right?
Yeah,
he did, and he's supposed to be good. I mean, he
Dodgers
started
like rotations out there. They wanted to.
They can. They are very, very deep.
That's
what they did
very deep.
So.
Ooh, it's raining here.
Ryu was one of their best pitchers last year.
Yeah.
Yankees roughed him up.
He's in Toronto now.
Yeah.
And he'll be starting tomorrow. To jump back to hockey, Nate asked a follow-up question. As a Devils fan, how do you feel about them signing Lindy Ruff? Brad, you and I talked about this briefly before when the news came out. I'm happy with it. I wish I need to start following hockey a lot more than I used to, as much like I used to. I remember him when he was the Sabres coach, and the Sabres were pretty good. In fact, Brad, you remember that game you and I went to in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Lindy Ruff was the head coach.
I know he was.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm okay with it. He's good with young guys, and yeah,
he's
a good move for Devils.
It's just that look around the sports and the whole sports world. Look what the Yankees just did with their pitching coach. You have to go younger now. You have to be up on what the young guys are talking about, the new analytics. And even if you are an old school guy, knows John Tortorella is a great old school coach, but players basically let a mutiny against him last year because they don't want to play the old school way anymore, and they don't respect that kind of coach anymore. So I think the Devils are better off going to a college coach, an AHL coach, someone fresh, that these players are really excited about.
I think AHL would have smarter thing to go for the Devils.
Yeah, Devils are a very, very young team, and that makes sense.
They brought in a guy like that because of how young the team is to kind of give them a little bit of like, okay, guys, let's. And Lindy Ruff, listen, he's been coaching since the '80s in the pros, and to me, he's a great coach. But like what Brad's saying, unfortunately, your age sometimes does mean something with some sports, and everybody's going younger. I like I said, I've for my team, they've gone younger and younger every time, but overall, I think it's going to work out for you guys. I do. I think the biggest problem for the Devils is the goaltending. They don't have a goalie.
Yeah, Schneider was supposed to be the heir apparent, right?
He was terrible.
He's still on the team. It was a big flop. Yeah, he's still on the team.
He got traded away, right?
I was about to say Kincaid had that great year, and then he was gone.
Well, is it Peter Blackwood?
Mackenzie Blackwood is the other goalie, right?
Really good in the AHL, so he might. I'm not upset about that.
But the thing that I love is that, and because a lot of people hate him, and I am with them, how terrible PK Subban has been for the Devils. Like, they need to get rid of him as soon as possible.
I blame Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah, right. But dude, he the year before he had almost 70 points. Right now with the Devils, I think he has 12, and he's played every game.
He's been really bad for them.
Yeah, it's like holy.
All right, Tyler Wade's up. Let's watch him strike out.
All right, they just came back from a commercial break, so I'm a little behind you. The guy that Brad didn't want to start tonight is stepping into the batter's box for me.
Tyler Wade over who?
Well, LeMahieu normally playing, but he's not ready yet. So this guy's playing second instead of LeMahieu.
Okay. So,
but my favorite player is Andujar, and he's not even in the lineup, and his bat is so much better than his.
Yeah, I'm surprised and I wonder if they're worried with him turning double plays because his footwork is all messed up from playing third, and that's something they've always been trying to get him to work on is his footwork after he fields a ground ball at third base. So I wonder if they're hesitant to put him there because of turning double plays and covering the bag and moving around. Because you move a lot when you play second base and shortstop. You move a lot more relative to the other players on the diamond. Just because you're kind of in the middle of every play. You got to go out for cutoffs. You got to cover second base. Shortstop covers third base on certain plays. Second baseman covers first base on certain plays. So there's a lot of movement.
What position did Mario Duncan play?
Second.
All right. Maybe that's why I always thought of Andujar being a possibility of second, which no one ever mentions, because everyone says that Andujar is the exact clone of Mario Duncan. Looks like him, bats like him.
He does look like him. So I wonder. Mario Duncan was a much better fielder, though, and I think the thing with Andujar is you don't want to throw too much at him because he's so young. He came up as a third baseman. I'd say, give him a few shots at first base, maybe left field. But if you put him at every single position, that's going to be a lot for him, especially since he's coming back from a year where he missed the whole year. Huh?
He's looked good in left, I thought.
So
yeah. You look comfortable there.
You said LeMahieu was fourth in the league in NL or MVP or whatever?
Yeah.
Why the fuck is he sitting?
Because he had COVID. He just came back.
Oh, I was about to say,
dude,
he's not in the league.
I think he's played 1 or 2 games.
He's not physically ready to field.
I was about to say, man, wow, that's a big fall from grace.
I think he's only played 2 games since coming back.
Did you see the Boston
billboard?
You know they're doing that because Boston was voted the most racist city in the world.
I mean, David Price will tell you, even Red Sox fans were racist towards him.
Yeah. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Boston area sports. I am interested to see how the Patriots are going to be this year. I got a feeling they're going to be decent. But
I'm sure they're still going to be good. Cam Newton's not a bad quarterback. He's just different than Tom Brady. Huh?
I see. Cam Newton's going to do fine. He's going to resurrect his career in New England, or make Belichick retire.
I was about to say we'll have to talk about that in the soon-to-be constructed bigger, better sports man cave. When Greg coming, are you coming home for Thanksgiving?
We'll see what the flight situation is and
and
whatnot. We were supposed to be up there this last week. We were supposed to go to Cape Cod for a week, but we decided not to. And we're talking about, it really depends on where my wife is with her job and all this other stuff going on. So
no, I'm just saying.
I hope so.
I hope so. The studio.
Yeah, that would be nice because we usually come up for Thanksgiving, so that'd be nice if we could make that work. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on yet.
Well, no, maybe not even doing a show, just coming over and seeing it.
I would love to see your new place. Yeah,
I could do a show if he comes.
Yeah, good point. I always do a show.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But you know that, Brad, that picture you shared this morning?
Oh my God.
Amanda, I will say, did not recognize you, Tino.
Yeah, no shit. I didn't recognize.
I believe it.
I didn't fucking.
That was
especially now he's got a leprechaun beard going.
Yeah.
That was Nickelback, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Don't hate us for mentioning Nickelback.
Did they and the lineup was Nickelback? Wasn't it Papa Roach?
I don't think it's Papa Roach.
Mm-hmm. It was Nickelback, Papa Roach, Hinder, and Saving Abel.
I missed that band.
Yeah, because they didn't play their one good song. Hinder didn't.
No.
It's like when we went to see Avenged Sevenfold. They didn't play Backcountry. It's like,
yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Oh, they were still good though.
Oh,
I think they were better than Disturbed.
Couldn't believe they went through a whole set without playing Backcountry.
Yeah,
it was so weird.
Jesus.
I got Tyler Wade on first, and Hicks is up with an 0-2 count.
All right.
Here we go.
We just got done with the Hicks at bat.
So
okay.
And the funny thing is that like the way the ball comes off of Scherzer's hand when it's a fastball, it's like it looks like it's not even human like. You know what I'm saying?
He's good. I mean,
but his slow pitches look fast. Like his off speed kind of junk.
Mm-hmm. He's got strange arm action. He throws like a 3/4 delivery.
Okay.
So the ball just kind of like jumps out of his hand.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because he's very herky jerky, so it must be hard for the batters to pick up the ball out of his hand too.
So
he looks like he's a big drinker.
Right.
If you had two eyeballs that didn't match in color, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he just looks like a guy that likes to pound beers.
I would too if I was worth as much money as he was. So
Hicks just struck out.
Man, Judge has his number.
Yeah, see, Judge to me is going to be such a big. Whoa!
Oh, he's going.
Whoa!
He's going.
Whoa!
They cut him off. Nice. That's your.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens.
Sorry, Gregor. We didn't mean to ruin it for you.
No, you're good.
Greg, I can't control my emotions sometimes.
No, emote, Brad. Emote.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
Is that with Washington, they've got Scherzer, they've got Strasburg. After that, who do they? Because they lost Zimmerman. They lost Zimmerman for the year.
Patrick Corbin.
They
have really good 1 through 4, and then Anibal Sanchez. Their 1 through 4 pitching is really, really good.
They have a very solid. That's one of the big reasons why they were able to win the World Series is because they had a deep rotation.
At the end of the day, only thing that really matters when you get into the playoffs is your top 3, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Maybe your 4th.
Your number 4 is usually going to match up against your number 4, but
yeah,
so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Wade scored and Judge doubled.
Yeah, no, that was good. I remember when.
That's why Tyler Wade's on the team because he's so freaking fast.
It's his speed, and that's going to come in handy in the 10th inning.
But I was also saying, Greg, that I remember the local radio station here talking about Aaron Judge. It was Levac and those guys, and they were saying like they were all, and everyone was just ramming him for it. Like he's too tall, he's too big, blah, and like look at him now. It's like.
He's got Scherzer lined up this game.
Well, I'm just saying that you can.
Well, he also homered off him in the All-Star game a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
but you can see it with Judge. You can just see it that it doesn't matter how big he is. He's a ball player. That's all it is. Just
because he'd be a great tight end or a basketball player, but
they like the guy from Oregon that went to Denver, the basketball player. He's too tall. He dominated last night. He killed it. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just. I love these analysis that are just like, oh, it doesn't look right. It's like, how the fuck?
Yeah. These guys don't know what they're talking about. They're lucky. They're more lucky than most other people when it comes to analysis, and that's why they have a job.
Yeah, no, and you're right. And it's just I thought they were gonna. Yeah, see, he only had in how many games he played though. I didn't know he played almost a full season with the Yankees. I thought he came on the team last year and did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he got hurt. I told
you. He played last year. He did very well.
Yeah, no. I think he had 8 homers. They said, where it's like, geez, no, Stanton's really good. It's just that injury bug.
Mm-hmm. And him healthy is really good for the Yankees, regardless of what you think of his defensive abilities. And I still think he's a quality fielder. He's not as good as Aaron Judge. Judge is a really good fielder, but he's still he did it in Miami for so long. So he's a good ball player. Any team would kill to have him.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the other thing too, is that Judge is a good player defensively. It's like, who would have thought that?
He's all around. He's a good athlete, Judge.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just crazy.
Oh yeah,
I think every out has been strikeout,
except for the hits.
And Glaber just popped out.
Okay, we just went to commercial break. So.
Oh no, Stanton's up, but Glaber was like the only non-strikeout.
Oh, yeah. No, Scherzer's.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. And it's crazy that Detroit Tigers could have had him and Verlander all these years.
He was on Detroit. Okay, I'm not crazy. He was
on the Tigers when they went to the World Series. I think they lost to St. Louis.
When the Yankees made that trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who was the outfielder they got? Nady?
Oh, you're going way back.
Xavier Nady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nady, I loved him. I don't know why I'm thinking of him.
And then the other outfielder that the Pirates had was Jason Bay. He went to the Red Sox. And he was much better for the Red Sox than Nady was for the Yankees.
Yeah, but then McCutchen went to the Yankees. I remember McCutchen. You remember that time someone found his pay stub? It was sitting at the ATM.
No, he still has his first game check. He never cashed it.
And did you see like the taxes and all that? It's like, oh my god. His taxes his withholdings was my full salary.
Kutch had some interesting comments recently about playing for the Yankees because they made him chop off his dreadlocks when he was traded from San Francisco to New York, and he said some things about like them forcing him to cut his hair kept him from expressing his personality. Something like that.
He spent his whole life growing those, and now he doesn't have any of those. That was basically taking his soul from him.
You know what? In a way, I kind of get it.
That's how I told these guys. I kind of get it, though.
Yeah, I mean, dreadlocks are not quick.
I don't know how he played with dreadlocks. I mean, I'm a very warm-natured person, so even with my short hair like this, I sweat the second I step outside.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't imagine if I had 10 pounds of hair on me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
But
the other thing is
I understand, but when it comes to the other stuff, I mean, back in the 70s, they all had long hair. It was like the style, but it looked short. You know what I'm saying?
But the Yankees, they would only let you grow a mustache. They don't let you grow a beard.
You can have a mustache, yeah.
You can have a mustache, and I think sideburns down to your earlobes or something like that.
Yeah,
and I gotta say,
joke about it.
Being a lifelong Yankee fan and also having worked for Disney, I didn't like shaving every day. I hated it, obviously, because I've had a beard literally every single day since I've left Disney. But I think they should ease up on the facial hair rule a little bit. You can still have a beard
and look nice
and look professional. You can still
let them have beards now, right?
Yeah, Disney, you can have a beard, but you can't. One thing is you can't grow it while you're working there. You have to go on vacation and come back with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when I left Disney, they had just put in the facial hair policy. So I came back for Christmas, and then I came back with a beard, and I worked there for like a week, and then I left. My internship had ended, but no, I don't see why the Yankees couldn't do something like that. Just have a guideline for like, you can't have your beard longer than this length. You can't. Let them have some facial hair. Let them express some of their personality. Let them grow their hair a little bit. I mean, Garrett Cole has long hair. Look at that. He has a ducktail. And
usually everyone that leaves the Yankees instantly grows facial hair. Even Betances has facial hair right now for the Mets.
Yeah, he has that disgusting curly.
Johnny Damon's was outrageous, but I remember him having to cut everything off.
But see, I think Johnny Damon, that was part of the cool part about being him.
Yeah,
the beard and the long hair.
I can't believe McCutchen said yes. I mean, was he getting paid that much?
What's he going to do? Refuse to play?
Yeah, well, at that point, I think San Francisco's paying his salary.
Nowadays, it's almost like everyone.
Well, it was also McCutchen's it might have been his only chance of his career to go after a World Series. Right?
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, he's pretty good.
I mean, especially coming from Pittsburgh and San Francisco, two teams at that time had no chance of going to World Series. But now he's on the Phillies. Phillies have a good chance to make a run this year.
1 year.
No, they made the playoffs twice. The only reason I remember is because one of my uncles was a big Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and he tried to go to the game when they were good, and he couldn't find tickets. Because he used to be able to get
the Pirates made the playoffs, I think, 1 year, and Garrett Cole was on that team.
He was, yeah.
Cole and McCutchen were on that team, and they were really good. And I think they won the wild card game, and then I think they lost in the first round of the playoffs.
So I was talking about how good that Detroit's rotation could have been with Verlander and Scherzer. Think about how good that Pittsburgh rotation could be right now, too. They've let a lot of great pitchers go.
Cole.
Players in general. Like, the GM got fired. It just makes dumb trades.
The problem is it's just like the A's. I know that Billy, whatever his name is made it work. But, like, when you tell him as an owner, being like, dude, we're not going to pay him. You got to let him go. Like, that's rough. I'm sorry, but that's and in Pittsburgh, not many people are going to want to come to the Pirates. Nobody goes to the games. You know, it's just, I don't know.
They have, like, the best.
And it's a shame.
Yeah, no,
it's a shame because PNC Ballpark is one of the nicest ballparks in the country.
They say it's got the best sight lines.
So I play MLB The Show all the time. It's like what I've been doing in my spare time, since we don't really do much else. And when I get to pick which park I get to play in, I always play in Pittsburgh's ballpark. It's because it's so nice.
It just seems like Pittsburgh in general, it seems like they care more about what their sports than their, like, you know, the backdrop of the city. Because there's a lot of the city there that's dead. And it's like backdrop, but all the stadiums are gorgeous. You know, the Pittsburgh got a new stadium, PNC Park.
Are they all around each other?
Yeah, pretty close.
I think they are, yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, I thought that was...
They didn't miss it by much. You can't leave the ball right down the middle like that.
I was going to say, that looked pretty good. Do you think Stanton stays healthy this year?
Do I think so? No, but I hope so.
I got my fingers crossed.
They said these guys like Stanton are so built, like so tight, like straight that their muscles are too tight.
Whatever happened to the Mo Vaughns of the world? The Prince Fielders.
Those guys never got hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris Fielder's career ended because of injuries. But.
Well, he's an idiot too. One of my favorites back in the day. But the problem is that these guys are just like WWE guys. They're so jacked that if something doesn't go 100% right, they're going to tear something. Or they're going to, you know, if they land wrong or anything, because they're wound so tight with those muscles. That's why I stay fat, because I know I'm not going to get hurt.
That's why?
I'm going to be fine.
That's why.
I'm going to be fine.
Tino's a go every year for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving football, because of that reason.
This year might be different working at FedEx.
Hopefully you get out in the field for the full game. That'd be nice.
Fuck that. I like smoking cigarettes and watching.
It is fun, our annual Thanksgiving football game.
It is fun. You know, that's something that not a lot of people can say that they've been playing since, what, 18?
I don't know when we started it.
Yeah. The only bummer is like Anthony doesn't go anymore, but still, it's like,
yeah, you lose people over the years.
Yeah, I didn't go for a bunch of years, so it was like, but it's cool that it's still there. It's something that we put together, and even the softball team, that's pretty cool. That's still going on.
Yeah, not this year, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think by next year everything's back to normal. It's just going to be
miss Lyle's softball. I was going through. I have a big box of shirts actually in this room, and I was going through it, and I found all my old softball shirts and both of my old Lyles.
Yeah, I found mine.
My old Lyles. The first one we made. Remember, we made all those red T-shirts.
Yeah, man, it was like Christmas when those things showed up in the mail.
Yeah. Well, yep. I found that one in the dry fit one we got after that.
Permanent marker, like Lyles in the back and said Big Tuna.
Maybe.
But no, like that. See, for me, like I'm happy I don't play softball anymore because it's too hot during the summer, man. I can't do it.
The team I play for usually down here is playing right now. They play.
Next year, I'm probably gonna have to be on Jackson duty while you guys are playing.
Yeah, I'll be the babysitter.
I'll be the babysitter. Because doesn't Danielle play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get Jen out there in the field. I would love to see it. Dana, since you guys are all Yankees fans, maybe you can answer this. Why is Don Mattingly not in the Hall of Fame? I don't know.
He didn't play long enough.
You want to see a grown man cry? Don't bring up Don Mattingly. No, but seriously, he played 14 seasons, and it's not just that, Brad. It's that the first 7 years he was a surefire Hall of Famer, but after that he started having back problems, and that really affected his performance. So if he had the same 7 years, or even half of the 7 years in the second half of his career that he did the first half of his career, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now. Now you can make the argument for him that if Kirby Puckett's in, why isn't Don Mattingly in? Because if you look at their numbers side by side, they're almost identical, like almost for tit for tat. But the one thing Kirby Puckett has that Mattingly never had gotten was a World Series ring, and I think that's one of the big reasons why Puckett's in the Hall of Fame and Mattingly's not.
See, the difference, like, I would say, like, the NFL's, in my opinion, the NFL is such a joke when it comes to the Hall of Fame because a lot of guys they vote in either the year or the year after the athlete dies. That was always on the bubble. And the MLB doesn't do that, which is like, okay, well, maybe when he dies, they'll put him in. And that doesn't matter to them. But if you're going to tell me that you're going to put – if the percentage getting closer and closer – with like Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, all those guys that are for sure cheaters, like Mattingly should definitely be in. It's like I get it that they can have their like steroid era, but Mattingly is, he's Donnie fucking baseball. He's been a manager. He's won games as a manager. It's like, what else does he need to do? I mean, you put his managerial career with his baseball career, like he has to be a Hall of Famer. He has to.
Well, it definitely doesn't help his managing case if you consider that he's the manager for the Miami Marlins.
He's had some bad teams.
I'm just saying.
That's a bad team. But if you look at, I'm going to bring up Mattingly's numbers because he was my favorite ball player when I was a kid before Jeter came around, because Jeter started the year after Mattingly retired. But I always wanted to be Don Mattingly, and I always rooted for him. He's my favorite. I always remember that picture of him stealing the popcorn from the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if this gives you any indication, from Mattingly's rookie year, well, he played 7 games in 82, but he played a lot more in 83. From 84 to 89, he made the All-Star team all those years. He finished 5th, 1st, 2nd, 7th, and 15th in those years in MVP voting. He won Gold Gloves, Silver Slugger awards. He led the league in 1985 when he won the MVP award. He hit 48 doubles, 35 home runs, and 145 RBIs. He hit 324. I mean, I think it was 84, 85, 86, and 87. He had ridiculous seasons. It just goes to show you that after 89. So in 1990, he dropped from 303 to 256, and he never got over. Where's his home run totals? He barely hit 20 home runs 2 of those seasons the rest of his career. So he struggled after that, but he dealt with a lot of back issues for sure.
Those 7 years, I mean, come on. Those 7 years are for sure Hall of Fame years.
Yep. He was definitely, if not the best player in the game, one of the best, one of the top, easily top 3, top 4, top 5 players in the game from 83 to 89.
It's just odd. Imagine if he stayed in 96, just 1 year, and he'd be in the Hall of Fame. It's
possible. It's possible.
It's
Then the Yankees probably don't get Tino Martinez, though.
Right.
We love Tino.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the difference would have been for the Yankees, but I mean, Tino had a really good career with the Yankees.
Yeah, he did. Well, he was with the Yankees for a while.
If he, I know not with the Miami Marlins, I get it. Miami Marlins suck, but if he wins a World Series as a manager, do you think he gets in?
I think it helps him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's off the ballot as a player, so he'd have, and he was on the different ballot this year.
How many years did he give you?
Quite a while.
I think it's 10 or 15 years. I'm not sure.
Did he ever make it to the second list of like top? What was it? Is it 15?
I don't know. There is a second list. I think you just get enough percentage.
Yeah, it's just the one. But if your voting percentage dips below a certain number, then you fall off the ballot.
Yeah, 70%, right?
Well, you have to get 75% or more to get voted in. But I think if you get less than 10% of the vote, I'll have to look it up. But if you get less than a certain percentage, and it's really low, so you can be on the ballot for a long time.
Yeah.
But then you fall off.
What's he saying here? So yeah, 85 to 89 was when I really watched him. He was consistently in the MVP conversation. Yeah, I mean and he won an MVP. I thought that. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I thought that you win an MVP, you should automatically be in. But there's guys that have won MVPs that it's like a freak year. But Don Mattingly, it was not a freak year. It was not.
No, he was a consistent defender and he's a good hitter. His numbers. He went from well above average to just average.
Yeah. I just think
second half of his career.
I don't know. I just feel like he should be in. It's just like everyone knows who Don Mattingly is. Come on, because like you were baseball. A big fan. Donnie Baseball. You were a big fan of Mattingly. My guy was obviously Tino Martinez because of the name, but I love Bernie Williams, and I don't think he'll ever make. But I just remember Bernie always hit home runs in the playoffs.
Burn.
Yeah.
Doesn't he hold the record for home runs, for postseason home runs? Bernie?
In a season or overall?
No, overall.
Overall.
How many players played in the playoffs as much as he did?
Yeah.
This jersey right here is a Don Mattingly jersey.
His batting stance was because his bat didn't move until he swung. Like, that's pure power.
Yeah, he's a steady.
See, I tried that, but then I went to the A-Rod stance. But before that, I tried to do it was really tough.
And Bernie, the Yankees didn't want him anymore, basically, and he refused to play for anybody else. That's why he stopped playing. And he actually didn't sign his retirement papers till last year?
Something like that. But I don't know if you knew this, but he was this close to signing with Boston.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
I mean,
there was one year he was up for free agency, and Boston made an offer, and he was in dialogue with them, and he almost signed the papers, but then the Yankees came in and re-signed him.
What a joke! The Redskins situation.
Starlin Castro's up for the Nationals now. I always like Starlin Castro. I think he got kind of a raw deal by being traded to the Marlins for Stanton. I don't know.
He was a Yankee.
I think Castro was one of those great young players that came up with the Cubs that was supposed to be the next face of baseball, and I think he stayed with the Yankees. He might have been, but kind of disappeared with the Marlins for a while. Now he's in Washington, but he's a good player. He's a very, very underrated player.
He is, and he came up with the Cubs at a very young age, if you think about it, he is only 30 years old.
Castro is?
I mean, he's on his way to 3,000 hits in his career.
He's only 30 years old, and he already has 1,600
Wow.
hits.
Wow.
He's a pure hitter.
He's a good contact hitter. He can hit for power when he needs to, but he puts the bat on the ball, he gets on base. And that's why I really liked him as with the Yankees, because that's what he was. He had a down year with Chicago before they traded him to the Yanks. And then when he came back, he was paired up with Didi, and they became best buds. And because that was Didi's first year, and he had a comeback year, and that's actually he's one of the big reasons why the Yankees got Stanton, because he had such a good year with them the year before.
I love the dances.
Howie Kendrick is about 45 years old. And it's funny because the only thing I think about when I hear the name Howie Kendrick is his days with the Angels way back when they were really big rivals with the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He was on the Angels team when the Yankees had to beat the Angels to get to the World Series.
Yeah. That's how long he's been playing for. And a lot of people forget he was actually a Dodger for a while.
Yep. He was a Dodger. He was looks like he played for the Phillies and now with the Nationals. I got it. Baseball. He's 37, actually. 37 years old.
He's only 30. He's not even 40 yet. Wow.
Yep, he's only 37.
So Greg, when we remember him playing for the Angels, he must have been what, early 20s and 19, 20?
Was that when Vlad was on?
It tells you their playing age. So he debuted in 2006.
Yeah.
And he played for the Angels from 2006 until 2015. So in those years where the Yankees were battling the Angels, he was in his mid-20s.
Nice catch. You know what? I figured it out. Seattle for the hockey team. Seattle Big Tunas. Come on!
Nobody has to be the tuna.
Nice try, Tino.
That hurt.
You're right, though. A lot of fishermen up there.
That's what I'm saying. Or what are the crab fishermen? They could be the Seattle Deadliest Catch.
I like how, even though there's no fans in the stadium, they're still playing welcome music, and they still have the players on the big jumbotron.
Right? Yeah, but you know the other thing too. Are they playing noise when they make it out?
Yeah,
they are. They play crowd noise, and I read that they're getting the crowd noise from MLB The Show.
So it's funny that we're through 4 innings now, and it feels like Cole's not on his game. He's missing a lot of spots, but he's only got 1 hit, and it's the home run.
The thing is that the Scherzer looks dominating, and he's losing. That's
the last thing Washington. I don't want So's out. The only way Washington is pitcher duels.
Yep, that's the beauty of baseball is you could be just a little off and succeed, and you could be on your game, like especially as a pitcher and as a hitter. You could throw the nastiest pitch and someone could still hit it. You could miss your spot by a mile and you could still get someone out. Same with hitting. You could hit the ball off the handle and get a hit. Or you get a ball right on the screws, but it'd be right at someone and they get you out. So
that's baseball, yep.
That's baseball in a nutshell.
That's why I've always had a thing against the WAR numbers, because you can't calculate for that. You can't calculate a broken bat single over a line drive out right to the left fielder. Like, it's just so hard. In baseball, any little thing can happen.
Yeah, the numbers that I'm starting to look at more now, well, not now because they haven't been playing, but is batting average off of balls hit in play.
See, that sounds like a good stat, because that shows. Well, I mean, still you can have bad luck hitting a freaking shot and the third baseman.
Yeah, but you're still judging it based off the balls that you're putting in play.
Yeah, no, I like that.
So I like that one too. There's another one that I can't think of at the moment, but WAR was for a while like the end all be all number. If you had a really good WAR, that's what people judge you on. But now they're looking at some other stats on top of that, and I think that's a better way to judge a player. But one thing I actually am surprised that a lot of people, especially like big fans and people that are really into analyzing numbers is that they don't take stock in batting average anymore, and people don't care about RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying instead of putting, average RBIs and home runs under the name when they come up to bat, a lot of people want to see those other analytic numbers instead now.
Mm-hmm.
Although I like RBIs still. I think a player's approach at the plate is different when there's men on base, and I like to know guys that knock in runs. I like that numbers.
When we were a kid, when we were kids, you only looked at batting average, home runs, and RBIs. Those are the big three numbers.
Those are numbers, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's all these other numbers, and it's hard to keep track of them all because there's so many. But
the biggest one's on.
There's a point in that, though. I mean, if you think about it, you can hit the ball on the screws every single time and get out every single time, and it doesn't really judge your production as well as looking at these outside numbers. So it's interesting. Yeah. Think about it. Scherzer out of the game?
No, Scherzer's
still in.
No. Oh.
One thing though that I was going to ask too is that on base percentage is super important with the new analytics stuff. Is there something that's more important than that? Because like you watch the movie, and it's all about he gets on base.
Yeah. So on base percentage is a big deal. Slugging percentage, and then a lot of people look at OPS, which is your on base plus your slugging percentage. So it actually eliminates looking at the other two. And then there's like OPS plus, and there's just so many of these to look at. Obviously, there's WAR.
Does the Triple Crown winner mean as much to you anymore?
I think it's still impressive.
I think it still is valuable. I mean, it's impressive to lead the league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs, right? That's impressive. It's tough enough to lead the league in just one of those things.
Was Cabrera the last to do it?
I think so, right, Greg? Was Miguel Cabrera the last one to do it?
He was, and he did it in...
Please.
It's pretty bad.
Well, he got really fat, and then he couldn't hit an inside fastball.
What happened to that fat guy from the Boston Red Sox? What the hell was his name?
Pablo Sandoval? Yeah, he's with the Giants now.
Yeah, and he's still huge.
He fits the name.
He won the Triple Crown in...
Well, he was the last one to do it, yeah. That I remember. I hate to say this, but I really thought that...
See, that's why Tyler Reed's on the team.
Are they both on?
He's got a bunt single.
So fast right now.
It's so crazy to see something happen and not hear fan reaction.
Yeah, right. It's just like watching UFC with the knockout and no one says anything.
Miggy won the Triple Crown in 2012.
And he was the last one?
And I'm pretty sure he was. I don't even remember. I don't think anyone's come close, even Trout.
I thought I thought Harper was going to do it.
Nah, Harper's never been a batting average guy.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no, I know.
But Miggy hit in that year. He hit 40. He hit 44 home runs, drove in 139 RBIs, and hit 330. Yeah. That's insane.
I think Devers had a chance last year, but that didn't happen.
So, you say that about Harper. Then why is he getting paid so much money?
He's still a good hitter.
Like, his batting percentage sucks. It's like, okay, he's making over $300 million. You got to tell me more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I always enjoyed Harper. I love that one fight that he got into where he tried to throw his helmet. It was like the worst throw ever. Oh my God, love it.
He is. Now he did win. He won Rookie of the Year and he won an MVP award in 2015, which. He deserved it that year. He hit 42 home runs, hit 330, and he only drove in 99 runs, but still, that's an impressive year. But since then, I don't think he's broken three. Oh no,
if he continues to play the way that he has been, and he doesn't get a ring, is he a Hall of Famer? That's when the stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the craziest thing.
Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Well, he's got so
much time left, but it's all about the ring.
I don't know.
No, not necessarily. There are a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame that haven't won a world championship. But I think for those guys that are right on the border, right on the bubble, winning a World Series definitely plays a big factor. But I mean, this kid, he's 27 years old and he's already hit 219 home runs. So
yeah,
but he's 18.
He came up as a 19-year-old. So yeah, he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be his 9th season. But I mean, he's still every year he has not hit less than 20 home runs except for 2014. But he was hurt that year. He only played 100 games, which is crazy because the year before that he played 118 and still hit 20 home runs. But, he has good years and then he has so years.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you had the chance, who would you take, Stanton or Harper?
Harper's a better overall player. Well, I don't know.
I think
Harper's a better fielder. I don't know.
Well, he plays a lot more than Stanton.
And he plays more, and he's left-handed, which would help the Yankees more.
Yeah, I think I would take if you take out injuries and you put Stanton and Harper side by side, I'd probably take Harper just because he's younger than Stanton. He's got that left-handed swing, which would be perfect for Yankee Stadium.
I'll just always remember when Stanton got that huge deal, I was like, who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? He was Miami Marlins, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. Because he got a huge deal, and I was like, who is that?
He did, and he got that.
The year before he went to Yankees MVP, right, Greg?
Yeah. He won MVP the year before he came in. Yeah. He was the reigning MVP.
Yeah.
And he's 30 right now. I didn't realize he was 30.
Wow.
So he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years with the Marlins. I mean, the guys hit 308 home runs.
How many does he have?
308, and I don't think that includes tonight's home run. So 309 home runs.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I did not. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So he will probably break 500 home runs. And to me, I think when you eclipse 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, I think those are going to be your shoe-ins to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just because that's a lot of home runs, and that's a lot of hits.
He actually missed a spot. He should just swing, man.
Although one person that probably will never make the Hall of Fame that has over 600 home runs and 3,000 hits is A-Rod.
I don't know. I think he gets in at some point.
I hope so.
You think so? You think they'll start putting in?
I think eventually these guys are.
I mean, come on. He was so fucking good when he was young.
Mm-hmm. He was the best. He was the best player in the. He was Mike Trout 12 years ago.
So when he was on Seattle, I mean,
he said he started taking him to Texas because he got that huge deal.
Of course, yeah.
So you're seeing these guys get $400 million now. He got 10 years, $250 million. That was the highest contract ever.
Oh no, I remember. I just remember that I was a big fan of Soriano. When they traded him away, I was like, but then when I saw what they traded for, I was like, oh, I'm okay with that. Because I was such an A-Rod.
He almost went to the Red Sox.
A-Rod was originally traded to the Red Sox, but
the
Union shut it down. Yeah.
If he went to the Red Sox, what do you think happens there? How many?
Oh, the league shut down because Seattle or Texas has been paying too much money.
Oh, Texas, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking that up right now.
He was killing.
Weird.
It. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Telling you. Is Seattle?
All right, come on, Glaber, dude. You look pretty bad this game.
I think it looked nice.
Was he got a strikeout and pop out?
I wonder what the Red Sox would have had to give up to get A-Rod.
I think they had to pay more money. Texas was paying too much money.
Scherzer's starting to kind of. He's got no help. What inning is it? The 5th inning.
Yeah, this game's actually flying by.
And it's 80 pitches?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to pitch again.
No.
Scherzer's at 80 pitches, Greg. You don't think he comes back for another inning, do you?
He might.
Being his first start of the season.
I mean, he's a work, but still.
Maybe. I'm wondering how long Cole's going to last because Cole had a higher pitch count than him too.
He looks like he's tiring here.
I bet you the coach is going to come out. Smith. Sorry.
Is that your nap time or?
No. It's to take my medication.
Oh, okay. Christ, man, that'll scare someone.
Sorry. It scares me every time. Huh. So,
Greg, speaking about young, great players, have you seen the pictures of the future phenom, Jason Dominguez?
Dude, he looks like a tank.
Guy's 17 years old. He looks like an absolute tank, and he's supposed to be the next Mike Trout in the Yankees minor league system.
Yeah.
I'd love to see where that ball went.
That's what I.
God, terrible camera work. Come
What
on,
the
ESPN.
fuck was that? Sorry.
So, Greg, I know you're on play, but Stanton just hit a bullet to right field, and they didn't show where it went.
Okay, why are the coaches wearing masks and the
They
players
have to.
aren't?
It's the rules. All staff has to wear masks.
Are you kidding me? What a reach, though. But that was all right. We'll take it. I'll take it.
I think Clint Frazier said he'd be wearing a mask at all times.
Yeah, Frazier was actually on Good Morning America tonight talking about it.
Oh, see, if that
Was he really?
He would have had to.
Yeah.
That was a good play.
And Didi's wearing one all season.
Yeah, well, Didi has health problems.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan's digging the stage.
All right, Gardner, do something, man. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in the lineup. It should be Andujar or Frazier on left.
Here we go. Bitter Brady.
Well, I mean, you got to love Gardner. It's just I get it. He's a lefty.
Man.
He's a lefty.
He's the jig. He's the
Yeah, I just saw Stanton single.
Okay.
That was a good hit.
Terrible. That's a good hit. I mean, he had to go outside the zone to get that.
He reached for that one.
Yeah.
But who cares, you know? It's like that's a good thing to see
They
him
changed the camera to right behind home plate. Why would you do that?
Right.
They used that's good for him to have. Okay, that was.
That's what I mean.
That was
Gardner,
right
what are you doing?
Yeah. That's a good sign for him to get 3 ribbies already.
Yeah.
That's a real good sign.
Is it raining there?
It's supposed to be raining and storming there. I don't think it is raining yet.
Oh, that guy's got a lipper in. Fine. He does not.
Yeah, I don't think it is raining. I feel like you'd see raindrops on their helmets.
This is high definition, Greg. Nowadays, we'd see raindrops.
Yeah, right. Dude, well, whatever. But if I was playing and they said you can't chew, I'm going to be like, really?
I thought they took chewing tobacco out a long time ago. I thought you couldn't have any kind of nicotine on the field anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I thought, too.
That's bullshit, though. What?
Well, I mean, think about it. What other sport can you do that in the field? You can't.
Football players do all the time. Brett Favre was notorious for that.
I don't.
Yeah.
You sure? They can choke easily.
You don't choke. It's very hard for that stuff to come back in your throat. Brett Favre was.
All right, Gardner. Great. Thanks for showing up today, idiot.
What's his name there? Mike Holmgren. He hated Favre for it, and he goes, "You think Mike should get me in trouble?" He goes, "Why?" He goes, "Cause I dip in."
I'm not gonna lie. I'm digging. Stanton's got raindrops on his jersey. I think it's sprinkling. But I'm really digging these Nationals unis with the gold on it.
Are they different?
The Royals did that after they won the World Series. They had gold on their jerseys. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gold's kind of in the Royals' name, so.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. But
Nationals
the Nationals it looks good with the gold. So you're gonna hate me for this, Brad. But I've been kind of digging the Yankees Navy jerseys a lot lately.
No, I don't hate you for it. I kind of like it. I don't think they'll ever get away from their 2 mainstay jerseys. But
so it's actually supposedly listed as an alternate jersey, so they can wear it during games.
I mean,
obviously they choose not to.
I loved their all black jerseys during Players Weekend last year.
Those were cool. The all black jerseys were way better than the all white jerseys. Those are awful.
I agree.
You couldn't read it. You couldn't read it. What they said, but
beat the Dodgers twice in a row wearing those jerseys. So
yeah,
They actually.
No, I liked the navy jerseys, and even if they weren't to do it at home, it would be cool to see them wear the blue ones on the road.
I don't want to see them wear anything but pinstripes at home, but on the road, I mean, yeah, navies look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See,
Looks
to me,
sharp and crisp.
No, you guys, the Packers have a little bit of a difference, but the Yankees are like the Raiders. They can never change because the jersey is so iconic. You know what I mean? Like if the Yankees never wear pinstripes, that's like blasphemy. But I like that there's a little bit.
There's so many purists out there that just absolutely refuse to let the Yankees to. And
that's what's wrong with baseball is people.
You know, if you asked me 10 years ago how I felt if the Yankees were to ditch the pinstripes for a game here and there and wear an alternate jersey, I would have probably said absolutely not. But if you think about it, the Cubs and the Red Sox and there's a couple other teams that have been around far longer than the Yankees, and the Cubs have changed uniforms through the years. The Red Sox have changed uniforms through the years. Not saying they've done it successfully, but they've done it. And the Cubs wear the blue jerseys. In fact, the Cubs wore their blue jerseys when they won the World Series. They weren't wearing their road grays or their because they were the road team. So I don't see why they couldn't here and there, sport the road blues.
Remember how many people were flipping out because I had to put the Nike swoosh on the front of their jersey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you even notice it now?
No. And I knew from the beginning you wouldn't notice. It is what it is.
But that's because people like to make a huge deal about everything because it's different from what's been happening, and it's just like that with everything. But even this little tiny swoosh, this little freaking swoosh on a jersey, which you can't even see right now. I got the Coles back and Kurt Suzuki. I can't even see the swoosh. So who cares?
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I brought it up.
Dude, and I mean, they put it on MLB The Show, so I've been looking at it. So maybe because I've been seeing it a lot when I play the video game, I don't notice it as much anymore. But who cares?
I understand where people are coming from with tradition and stuff like that, but it's a totally different world we're in now. You know, think about back in the day when like Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, stuff like that, where they had fans like just abusing those guys and like throwing shit at them, and like that stuff really doesn't. You don't see that. It's not good passion, but you don't see that anymore. It's just a game to some people. And I don't know why the Yankees can't just have a little fun every once in a while. I don't get why they
that on the basis.
No, I know. I can't believe it.
So the Yankees, if you think about the Yankees in that vein, and then look at the game of golf. I mean, there are a lot of similarities there. Players aren't really allowed to express themselves playing golf. I mean, Ricky Fowler, he wears crazy colors sometimes, but they can't wear shorts. They can't. There's a lot of rules because it's a several 100-year-old game, and it's just some things. It's okay for some things to change. Not everything has to be the same always forever.
Greg, you seen this? Oh, you're on delay. But the Yankees actually have patches on their jersey that say "United for Life" and "Black Lives Matter."
Yep, all the teams are wearing it.
Oh yeah, all the teams. I mean, I expected them to do things. I didn't know they were putting stuff on the jerseys though. That's
homeboy's wearing a rosary right now.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But
who's the coach now? Is it Dusty Baker? No, God no.
Dusty Baker's the new coach for the Astros.
Yes.
Okay,
Dave Martinez is the coach is the manager for the Nationals.
Who is it?
Dave Martinez. He actually used to play for the White Sox and
Rays. When you guys were talking about uniforms, my favorite alternate uniforms right now it's in between the Diamondbacks, like crazy ass jerseys, and the White Sox. Their vintage jerseys are so cool. Like the one that shoes Joe Jackson used to wear and stuff, where it's like the black and then it's just the S with the O and the X in between. Like
they should bring those back.
So funny story that. Remember, Chris Sale, pitcher for the Red Sox? Yep. Well, he came from the White Sox. One of the last things he did before they traded him was he did not want to wear those jerseys because they didn't like the way they fit. So he cut them all up in the locker room before the game.
I don't think they have. I don't think those Sox jerseys they have buttons down the front. I think they're pullovers.
Yeah.
Pink.
Oh, really? The one I have is buttons.
Yeah.
But that's
so there are some uniforms that some teams had during the 80s. No, I'm not thinking about the colorful ones, but like the Tigers, they had these really nice jerseys that said Detroit across the front and it has a lot of orange in it. They should bring some of those back. I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't mind the Detroit's home unis, the all white ones with the big old English D on the front, but their road jerseys are boring. Some of these teams just have really boring road jerseys.
I'm a big fan of one of my favorite hoodies of all time is that D, just the big white D. Big white D.
I know you're not talking about yourself there.
Yeah, right. But I love that. I love that emblem of just that the D like that. But yeah, they're boring, and that's why.
Yeah,
people probably
a lot of these teams have boring uniforms.
What's that?
A lot of these teams, their road jerseys are boring. The Tampa Bay Rays, their current uniforms are the most boring uniforms in baseball.
They're the same as the Jays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Mariners have boring uniforms, except for when they wear those teal jerseys. But I really think the Rays should go back to their Devil Rays jerseys that they had when they first came into the league.
I agree.
They had a throwback day, I think last year or the year before, where they wore them at home. And because they're all modernized now, because of how they fit the players, and they looked awesome. They looked by far much better than their current blue and powder blue.
It took me forever to find them, but I was able to find a jersey like that.
Greg, do the Dodgers have any alternates?
No, they did. They did maybe 10 years ago. They had a blue jersey, I think.
Okay.
But now it's the gray and the white. So I would like to see them get a blue jersey. They're Dodger blue. It makes sense for them to have a alternate blue jersey.
It would. I always enjoyed the Pirates uniforms.
I love the Pirates uniforms. The yellow and black and white. So sharp. Yeah.
Yep. And you know what's funny how I know this is getting off of baseball a bit, but it's kind of I like the cities like Pittsburgh that do that, where they have all the sports teams be the same color.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
New York has the those are sharp. So New York has the Giants, the Rangers, and the Yankees that have the same colors.
Yep.
And then they have the Knicks, Islanders,
and Mets
have the same colors. I like that. I like how Pittsburgh's are all the same. I wish more teams.
And like the Buffalo team should have the same colors. Right? The Buffalo, like the Bills and the Sabres should be the same color.
Exactly. And Wisconsin does it to a degree. I know the Milwaukee Bucks are kind of similar to the Green Bay. They're green
with like a yellowish. It's like a gold.
Yeah, but the Brewers are blue and yellow. Well, blue and yellow isn't that bad.
True.
Actually, the Brewers are more like Michigan, University of Michigan now, because they got new uniforms this year, which I like the Brewers' new uniforms.
It's interesting though, because like you said, that's cool they do it in Pittsburgh. I wish that teams would do that more and more.
So Seattle's kind of the Kraken colors are kind of similar to the Mariners, right?
And the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks. Well, yeah.
They got that bright greenish blue color in there with darker blue. No, Seattle does it. I think that's great. I think more teams should do that. But then because a lot of those colors, like here in Orlando, the color for the city of Orlando is purple. So like the men's and women's soccer teams, they both wear purple, but the Magic are blue and white. They're completely different. So it'd be nice to see cities kind of use their city color as the teams.
What colors were the Orlando Solar Bears?
They're purple, teal, and I've been to a couple Solar Bears games before. Yeah.
Ooh,
they're purple. They have purple and orange, I think, in them.
What was the name of the roller hockey team in Orlando? The Pro Beach Hockey.
Oh God!
Aren't they the Solar Bears too?
I think they were.
Isn't that where they got their name? Because the Solar Bears now they're
who didn't love
Solar Bears now they're
and watching that.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But the Solar Bears they're ECHL, right? That's
yes,
that league.
Yeah. They are not in the HL. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I did some research on that before, and I think they got their name from the roller hockey team.
Like, remember behind the nets they had the ramps.
The ramps.
Oh
yeah.
man, that was
I remember
great.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It's so funny because I hated roller hockey. I don't know why.
I played 1 year and never played again. I hated it too.
Yeah, it was not fun.
You had to wear the full cage. You're sweating to death because it's the middle of summer, and you got fucking bugs and mosquitoes in your eyes.
But the other thing too is that the way they skate, it's like I don't know how Nick does it, but Nick does it.
It's so different. You have to get used to it.
Well, it's just the way they skate and they grind up their skates, because of the way they.
And you have to remember, you can't just turn your foot and stop.
Yeah.
You have to do basically a really quick turn to stop.
Yeah, see that. I like playing on my just on feet and then shooting at a goal and then going play out in the ice. I've tried numerous times. I just never got into it. It was just, and then when I played that one time for Black Flies, I forgot who the coach was, but me and Nick were 18.
Yeah.
And Nick had 7 goals and I had 6. And then he sat us both. We didn't get to play the rest of the game.
Greg, speaking of rollerblading, how's Amanda doing?
She likes it. We've only done the rollerblading and running twice because it gets so hot here.
Yeah.
That for her it's not too bad because she's just rolling, but I run a half a mile and I'm dripping in sweat. So yeah. I might have to invest in some of my own rollerblades.
Danielle goes, wow,
she loves it.
Amanda's got a lot of gear on. I'm like, well, she's probably just learning how, and then turns out that's pretty much what it was, right?
Yeah. I think she rollerbladed last when she was a kid. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Well, she had the wrist guards, the knee.
She got wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, and a helmet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But gotta keep her safe.
Yeah,
right.
She's like a peach.
That's one thing I never wore protected.
So Scherzer is back out for the 6th inning.
This will probably be his last inning.
Yeah, this will be the last inning. Seems like
Sanchez has looked pretty awful tonight against him. He's down.
It's probably why he's in, because Sanchez hasn't touched him.
Yeah, Sanchez looks absolutely lost at the plate right now. Wow. I know you're behind us, but let's just say it's not a very good at bat.
Not good.
Well, Scherzer's got 10 strikeouts. It's crazy. The Yankees are up 4-1,
and the Yankees are 4-1.
They're winning 4-1, and Scherzer's got 10 Ks.
So 10 out of the 15 outs have been strikeouts. Oh, there you go. A little contact. And foul ball. Well, we're just happy you made contact.
This fucking angle.
Just several foul tips.
Thanks for showing up, Sanchez. You did your job. Now you can go home.
Sanchez and Gardner look really rough today.
Several foul tips.
Darn.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I wasn't sure about how their quick summer camp would be, because they played a handful of inter squad games, and then they played 3 exhibition games.
Yeah, that's about it.
So you can't expect some of these guys to have their time, especially if some of these guys didn't face live pitching during the quarantine. Then you can't expect them to come out of the gate hot like Judge and Stanton have tonight. But that's the difference between Stanton, Judge, and Sanchez is, Stanton and Judge, they're athletes. Sanchez, he's not bad, but he's a catcher. You want your catcher to be defense first.
Just chase.
I'm guessing he struck out by him.
You're also facing one of the best pitchers in the league too.
Yeah, but still, that was a chase. He doesn't even look like he's interested in being at the plate.
Well, here comes this clown.
Oh God. He looks like he goes to those islands with Epstein.
They're doing an interview with Rob Manfred right now.
Of course they are.
Oh.
He's a clown.
I have the volume turned down on my TV, so I'm not.
I liked Manfred. Beginning of his regime, I thought he was really doing a lot of good to try to get baseball as popular as he could. But these new rules that he wants to do, I don't like them at all.
Yeah.
16-team season, that's not good. The 16-team playoffs, I really think they shouldn't do that. That's just too much. Because but how many games do you play? And especially the picking thing. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so silly. Because no team can be like that underdog, sort of like, you know what I mean? They beat this team because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, obviously, you know, you're going to pick the team that's playing the worst baseball. Doesn't mean they're going to be the 8th seed.
So, Greg, speaking of playoffs, so why don't we do do you know off the top of your head what teams you think are going to make the playoffs for each league? Now, you know there's going to be 8 per league.
So let me get this straight. You have 3 divisions. Is
it 3?
3.
Yeah.
And you have the 3 division winners. So that's 3. So how do you determine the other 5? Is this just the top 5 teams that have the best record?
It must be just based on record.
So I think it's going to be Yankees, Twins, and Astros. As much as I hate the Astros, they'll probably be your division winners. And then you got the Rays, Cleveland, Anaheim, and Boston. What am I at? I lost count. Is that 7?
It's 7.
Yeah. I think
and then
they're playing one of the best teams, and that's Oakland, who I actually have winning that division.
Oh, Oakland. Yes. I forgot about Oakland. So that's my 8. And we should write these down. Let me write these down because I want to make a graphic and post it so we can go back to it at the end of the season.
Right.
So, unfortunately, I think this rule really benefits the Red Sox. They have like no starters, but they still have a really good lineup, honestly.
Yeah, they have absolutely nothing for starting pitching.
It's pouring now in Washington.
Look at A-Rod sitting in his stripes.
I see the lightning striking behind.
So I think that you're going to have Yankees, Rays, and Red Sox.
Come on, take them out.
You're going to have...
Hold on one sec. When you do it, do your division winners first so I can organize it.
All right, so my division winners are going to be the Yankees, the Minnesota Twins, and the Oakland A's.
Okay.
All right.
Whoa! Game's over.
There's lightning now, so they have to stop the game, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. They're in the 6th inning, so it's a complete game.
Yeah, isn't it a new rule this year too, Greg? They're still playing.
Oh my God.
There's no because they didn't use metal bats. But isn't it a rule now, Greg, this year? If any game stopped because of weather is final, like they don't resume it.
Just called it.
I'm not sure.
They just called it.
Well, they just stopped the game, so I don't know if it's over or if it's a delay.
Well, I just saw Urshela single.
They just said on ESPN the game's official. So hold on. Wait 1 second.
Did you see this kid?
Hold on.
All right, I got Manfred talking, so Urshela just singled. Sorry.
Hold on.
Or in the 6th inning, as it is now. So we're under delay, and hopefully this is just a passing thing.
Okay. So no, I was wrong. So there is delays. You can have a delay. However, it doesn't matter how many innings it is. After 1 pitch is thrown, the game is official.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter how many innings. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you and Tino off. I just
No, you're fine. As I was talking, I realized that you were trying to listen. So.
Come on. Oh my God.
Hold on, I gotta rewind it. Tino saw a fat kid running.
No, Tino was fucking hilarious. There he is.
Hold on.
That's good because I'm writing down my list of playoff teams.
If this is true, Greg, you should take a clip of what we're about to watch and just replay it. Maybe we'll get famous. Like John Boy.
Watch.
Let's see it.
Watch. Where's Boy?
Tino saw a fat kid on the ground.
He's chugging too. Like he thinks he's fast. He is not.
Let's see it.
Right there. Where you see titties right there? Don't make me go! Don't make me go!
You're so right. Oh my God.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh man! So when you see the ground screw going on the field,
There's a kid.
one of the last guys to hop over the fence and start running is this big dude, and he is just trying to chug as fast as he can.
I'm at commercial now.
Oh no!
I must have missed it.
You missed it.
All right, Greg.
All right. So hold on. I'm trying to remember my picks because that was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you just kind of rattle off teams, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yankees, Twins, Astros, A's, Indians, Rays. Did I say?
You
said
Angels. And what?
Yeah, I know you said Anaheim.
Okay, and then I'm missing one.
Didn't you say the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, he already said Rays.
I got Rays.
Boston?
It's crazy that there's so many teams you get to pick.
Yeah, I think Boston. I think Boston's going to benefit from this. Okay, Brader, go ahead.
All right, so my division winners are going to be the Yankees, the Twins, and the Oakland A's.
Okay.
Wild cards, I'm going to go Rays, Indians, Astros. Ooh,
you got two left.
It's tough because the Red Sox and Angels both have really bad pitching.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Blue Jays have a chance of actually making some thunder here, but they don't even know where they're playing right now.
Yeah, and if you do that, Brad, that's four teams out of AL East making the playoffs.
I know, but that's possible with 8 teams making the playoffs. I'm going to go Angels and Red Sox just because of how good their offenses are.
Can you show me?
I think the Rays or the Jays are going to make some noise, but they don't even know where they're playing their home games yet.
No, not yet. All right, so you and I have the same 8 teams. It's just we have different division winners.
Hold on, he's giving me the divisions.
Tino's going to make his.
All right, Tino, you got to be the wild card here. I want to see some crazy picks. That's just American League.
Just go.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so I do think the Yankees are going to win their division.
Okay.
I like the Indians to win the Central. They're not too bad. Really.
Indians have a really good pitching staff.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're going to have offense.
Yeah.
But,
it's going to come for the Central. It's going to come down to those 2 teams, though. I think.
I'm going to go with the Athletics winning the West.
Oh, the White Sox are an interesting pick too. If anyone wants
to I'm surprised I didn't pick one and pick them.
Well, Kopech opted out, so that kind of hurts them.
Oh, that's not good.
But they still got Giolito and Keuchel is pitching for them now, and
I'm not sold on Keuchel though.
I think isn't Gio Gonzalez there too?
And they have Chicago White Sox have the absolutely runaway favorite for Rookie of the Year already, and that's that guy Luis something.
Robert.
Robert, yeah. They said he's just
spelled Robert, but I think it's Robert.
They said he's just gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Don't you hate that
easily?
Shit? What team's he on?
White Sox.
All right, so I'm gonna go for the wild card. I'm gonna go Red Sox and Rays. I'm gonna go White Sox and Twins. No.
Twins are making the playoffs.
I'm going to go Red Sox, Twins, Angels, and Rays. I'm going to leave out the Astros.
We got to have 8.
That is 8.
So I got Red Sox, Twins, White Sox, Angels, and Rays.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Yankees, Indians, A's for division winners. Red Sox, Twins, White Sox, Angels, Rays.
Yep. Everyone's leaving out Houston. They're done.
No, we both picked Houston.
Yeah, I have Houston winning.
Have them in the wild card.
I didn't pick them at all.
They're gonna make the playoffs. They still have so much talent.
You know what, Greg? Put in the Astros over the Rays for me.
Rays are gonna make the playoffs too, man.
Huh?
Rays are gonna make the playoffs too.
We'll see.
If you're gonna put the Astros in, you should take the White Sox out.
Nope. Take it with the White Sox.
All right. So you have it. So the Rays. I respect that decision. That's a tough call because I hate the Rays.
A-Rod's looking his best.
I was gonna say, got that pleated suit on, baby. About to own the Mets.
He's got the pinstripes on.
About to own the Mets, baby.
I like Greg.
$10,000 suits.
I don't know how you feel, but I like the A-Rod after, even though he's like past. I like how he still refers to himself as a Yankee. He still represents the Yankees.
Yeah, that's great. I think he actually wanted to play for the Yankees. I think that's great, and he embraced the team. But and I think he's totally reinvented himself after retiring.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is that the Yankees stuck behind. They could have told him to fuck off, and they didn't. And I think that's a big part of it.
A-Rod actually, Greg, I don't know if you ever saw it, but A-Rod has his own show on, I think it's CNBC, about turning people's lives around. He used to be stars and had a big fall from grace.
Yeah.
And A-Rod's been very up. He said what made him change, his whole image changed when he admitted that he was wrong.
Yeah.
He said he was acting like an idiot.
He realized his shit did stink. Is this the old TV?
All right, Greg,
so we gotta do the National League now, and I gotta figure out one more team.
Oh, geez, yeah, look at that rain. Good Lord, it's over.
Okay. All right, so for the National League, my division winners are going to be the Phillies, Cubs, and Dodgers.
Okay.
With wild card teams, the Braves, Nationals, Brewers, Cardinals, and Padres.
Ooh, Padres making it.
Padres, all right.
I'm taking a chance on the Padres. I think because of the injuries the Mets have had to deal with, and because the Padres are young with a lot of young talent, I think they're going to sneak in.
Okay. All right, ready for me?
Yes, sir.
Division winners, I have the Braves, Cincinnati Reds.
I forgot about the Reds.
And Dodgers.
The Reds.
Reds are going to be a good team this year, man.
That's good. You like?
Can I change one of my picks?
You can do whatever you want. I'm going to take less. Go ahead.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm taking the Cardinals out and I'm putting the Reds in.
Okay.
Okay. I got Braves, Reds, Dodgers for division winners.
All right. Now I got to pick, 5 wild card teams?
Yes, sir.
That is absolutely nuts. But okay.
Right?
I'm going Phillies.
Okay.
Nationals. Cardinals. Brewers. And Diamondbacks.
Ooh, wild card. Okay. Tino, what do you got?
I'm going to go division winners. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Mets.
The Mets to win the East?
I think so, because they always start so at the beginning of the season. The Central, I'm going to do the Cardinals. And then the West, I'm going to do the Dodgers.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do the Nationals, the Braves, the Reds, the Padres.
One more.
Say the Phillies.
Is 4 teams out of the NL East you're going?
Yeah.
Wow.
Only because the Phillies, they got to win something sooner or later
think
with
about
that guy.
You have to remember the NL East has to play the AL East, which is the 2 best divisions.
But still, maybe, I don't know, I just have a feeling that team's got to be good someday.
Well, they're a good team. The Phillies are a good team, and I think they're going to –
there, McCutchen.
They have McCutchen, they have Didi, they have Bryce Harper, Real Muto. They got Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola. They have a solid team.
That's the thing, man. That's what I've been saying. That's gonna be. I'm gonna see it. We're gonna see Phillies playing number 8. Uh-oh. Okay.
All right. If anyone's still watching, feel free to join in and give us your picks for who you think is going to win and make it to the playoffs now with the expanded format. 16 teams total, 8 teams per league, 3 division winners, 5 wildcard teams.
The one thing, too, though, is that a lot of people don't realize that when you're doing these live streams, you'll get a lot more comments once the video's been uploaded and stuff like that. So I bet we'll see a lot then, too.
All right, Greg, I think what we should do is, since we don't know when the games come back on, we should wrap it up. But why don't we pick our AL and NL final 2 in each league and our predictions for the winner.
Okay, that's fine. And then let's do AL and NL MVP and Cy Young too.
Are we gonna
call it and call it that? I know that's. I think it's going to be a good conversation. Tino, since you went last, you want to go first for this?
For the final 2 on each side.
So the final 2 American League teams and the final 2 National League teams.
All right, so final 2 teams in each league, MVP and then Cy Young winner.
All right, so I'm going to go with the final 2 for the AL is going to be the Yankees versus the A's.
Okay.
I think Stanton's going to win the MVP, and I think the Cy Young is going to go to what the hell's his face? I can't think of his name.
What teams he play for?
Who does Sale play for? Boston still?
Yeah, but he's hurt. He's not even playing.
He's not playing this year.
Yeah, he won't play this year.
Right. Battery's dying, Tino. Quick.
I can't think of anyone that's except for Cole. Let's go. You know what? Is Verlander still playing?
Yeah, he plays for the Astros.
Yeah.
Let's go Verlander.
He won it last year, so.
Yeah. Repeat of the V.
All right, Brad.
The NL is going to be it's going to be the Dodgers versus Mets. Dodgers versus Mets.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the NL MVP is going to be Bryce Harper. And the NL Cy Young Award winner is going to be DeGrom.
Okay.
What you got? 9% left. That's all the battery we got.
Go for it, Brad.
All right, I think in the AL it's going to come down to the Yankees and Rays, actually.
Oh.
Cy Young, I think I'm going to go with Cy Young's tough. All those good pitchers in Cleveland.
Kubler, whatever his name is.
Kluber is a Texas Ranger now.
I'm going to go with, it's between Cole and Clevenger for me.
You think Cole can win it? Damn.
I'm going to go with Cole. For Cy Young and for MVP, I can't get away from Trout, man. It just there's no reason to ever go against Trout for MVP. So I'm gonna go with Trout for MVP.
Mikey T.
Yep, that's who I'm going with for MVP. But go ahead, do your National League teams first. I forgot.
National League, I think it's gonna go down to Dodgers and Braves.
What the hell's going on?
Okay.
Cy Young, I will go with. That's tough. I don't want to just pick chalk and go DeGrom, I want to pick someone different. I'm going to go with Walker Buehler.
Damn, that's who I was going to pick. I just started writing it down.
Sorry. And for MVP, I will go with I'm going to go with Bellinger for MVP.
Nice.
Okay.
I would have went Soto, but I don't know how much of the season he's going to miss because he's got to quarantine for 2 weeks and then get 2 negative tests in a row.
That's like a month.
You missed 3 weeks in this year. That's too much, Otherwise, I would have went Soto for MVP. Although teams aren't going to really pitch to him without Rendon in the lineup.
True.
All right, Greg. Floor is yours.
So my two final teams are going to be Yankees and Twins.
Ooh.
For AL.
Okay.
Twins are loaded, and I think they're gonna come out firing. I don't think you can go away from Trout for MVP.
Yep.
And then for Cy Young, I think you got to go with. That's tough. I'm gonna go with Cole because I don't like. I'm gonna go with Cole. I know this is the same two you picked, Brad, but I can't pull myself to go with Verlander. I just don't like the guy. So Trout and Cole. For the NL, I'm gonna say Dodgers and Phillies.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that one.
I'm gonna go with Bueller because I already wrote it down. I'm not changing it. But I am going to go with I'm gonna go with Mookie for NL.
Ooh. Okay. I didn't even think about him. I was thinking about Kershaw and Mookie, but that's just too much.
And I was originally gonna go with Soto, but then when you talked about him missing time and not sure how much time he'd miss, I changed my mind. So, all right, real quick, because we all narrowed it down to two teams. Who do you think is going to face each other in the World Series?
I mean, I don't know anyone that's going to not pick Yankees Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're going to put. Yankees.
Let's hope so. That'd be good for the team.
I mean, that's the thing that scares me is that the first round is going to be 3 games now, so it's just so much can happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to protect. If the Dodgers and the Yankees are in the playoffs, they're going to try to protect them as much as possible to get them to the World Series.
Like, what if Washington's in the playoffs and they throw Scherzer and Strasburg at you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's who my Cy Young for NL was between Bueller and Strasburg, and man, that's what he gets kind of tough to get by Washington. But then again, they don't really have an offense, so
yeah.
Fuck them.
All right. So we're saying Dodgers and Yankees. Who do you think is going to win?
Dodgers.
I think Yankees.
I'm going to say Yankees. If I got the Yankees going to the World Series, I can't. You're going to be the odd duck, Brad.
I was actually being sarcastic, but yeah, I'll be the odd duck. What the hell?
All right.
He's doing that just for the Yankees to win.
We all know that if the Yankees win, we know that you picked the Yankees. But just for the sake of this, we're going to say Dodgers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
No, you know what? You could change it because you let me change mine.
I mean, I was picking the Yankees. I was being sarcastic, but whatever.
All right, then Yankee. Okay, I'm gonna put you down for Yankees.
You know what? The Yankees. It really depends on how Paxton does as their number 2. That's what it comes down to. You know, Tanaka's gonna be great in the playoffs. He always is.
Yep.
It's gonna come down to Paxton.
Yep. And I think Clark Schmidt's gonna have a role on this team at some point.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: with 60, you can't let people go in slumps. So if Hap starts out as shitty as he did last year, you got to put Schmidt in that starting lineup.
Mm-hmm. Or Montgomery.
Didn't King make the roster too?
King made the roster, and
Johnny
King made the roster.
And I think Montgomery's gonna be back. I think they just because of the way the off days are, and
they've already announced that he will be the game 6 starter.
Right. So that's my point.
All right. Now before we sign off, I just want you guys and myself to pick one team from each league real quick that you think that could make a run in the playoffs. One random team, not a favorite team, not a division winner.
So not one of the teams that we picked?
Not one of the division winners. One of your wild card teams. Of the wild card teams that you picked, which one do you think could make some noise and actually throw off all these favorite picks?
Well, I had the Astros as wild card team, so I got to go with them.
Okay.
I think a better discussion, Greg, would be which one of the teams outside the ones that you picked could disrupt things, make some noise this year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then do that.
And I'm gonna go with the White Sox. It's either White Sox or Blue Jays. I'm going with the White Sox.
I was gonna say Blue Jays.
And internationally for me, it'd be the Padres because I didn't pick them.
I'll go with Diamondbacks.
You said White Sox, Tino?
I said
No, I said Blue Jays and Diamondbacks.
Oh, Blue Jays. Blue Jays. D-backs.
Still, is it starting?
Okay. I'm gonna say
It's going.
White Sox and Cardinals.
Ooh, I like that one.
All right.
You the Cardinals in the playoffs, huh?
Well, I swapped them for the Reds, so.
Oh, okay.
Looks like we got about
All right.
1%, Gregor.
All
Alright,
right,
we
so
gotta
let's
stop.
wrap it. Let's wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. It's a good stream.
We very much appreciate it.
fun.
Tell your friends about us. We're gonna probably try to do this again. I don't know for a live stream for a full game, but we'll try and get this in there. Again, we really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share to both Yankee Chatter and Bigger and Bradder Sports, as we are part of the Bigger and Bradder Sports Network, famous network. Write it down. Don't forget it. We're on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all this stuff. Search that, find us there, like, subscribe. My name is Greg Andriano. You can find me on Twitter at GregAndriano05. That is Bradder and Tino. You guys want to share your call signs, and then we'll sign off.
At Bradder Chatter 1, and that's it. Wrap it up.
At Big Tuna BBS.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching, and for those of you that catch us after the live stream, comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon. Go Yanks, and hopefully they get the rest of this game in.
California. Enjoy the night game.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Later, Gregor.
Later, buddy.